You're going to get any emails I send, because I'm recording now, any emails I send from now on from Steven, I'm forwarding to y'all.
Okay.
So this includes addresses. These are the most important part. You need don't carry this around with you. Write the address down of where you're staying, because you need that for customs. So I've given you that. I don't know why he asked for the surnames of everybody. I've given him to that twice, but I gave it to him again, plus my own kind of rundown of what's on my Facebook. Good job. Of who you are, and then I sent you. And now I've got y'all's PowerPoint. I've sent him y'all's PowerPoints too. So between the three of them, he has some idea of who y'all are. It says one thing. What we know about what we know as far as work projects so far for sure is we're going to be talking to the whole church and basically giving our testimony, a brief testimony, explaining why we came. So we're going to be talking. We're going to be telling about ourselves and about why we're Christian and what we're here to do. So we're going to be testifying to them. We're going to be doing the same thing to their women's group for about an hour on Tuesday evening. This would be their version of the Episcopal Church women or whatever. So their women's group makes up about a third of their church. And that's when I think we're going to be doing our PowerPoints. And also is another opportunity to be...
that PowerPoint just gives me the willies.
Yours was amazing. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was the best one, to be honest with you.
Thank you.
I'm going to be adding more stuff to mine.
I'm also adding I've also made a PowerPoint about our church, about our youth group itself, and what our youth group's all about. So we're also going to be talking about that. So to the church women, we're telling you, having your testimony, talking about why you're a Christian and why Jesus is important in your life, and talking about why you came on the trip is going to be obviously a very important thing we're doing so far. And we're going to be doing that for the whole church. You already got me all your PowerPoints. The only one I'm waiting for is you, Jared. Every time I'm going to be sending emails weekly as we as the week approaches. I would. So I'm working through strategies of how to move conversations, like we said, in the direction of pop culture, and from pop culture to Jesus. For those people, we're going to only have 30 minutes to tell them why we're there. We're going to meet kids and stuff like that, and that's important.
For the women's group, does this include different ages or just adult women?
I think it would be adult women. Yeah. The part of what we're doing is going to be giving them an idea of what a living youth community looks like. So we're going to be doing that. So that's what two projects we know we're doing so far. I'm going to be sending out emails every week from now on as it approaches. We are meeting at the Moros at 9 a.m. on Friday, March 13th.
It's like...
I hadn't thought about it being Friday the 13th till you said something, and now every time I say it, I'm like...
I know, and I keep telling myself it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Of those stupid... Unfortunately, it's just one of those stupid things I grew up with, and it's at the back of my...
Even me, I'm bothered by the 13th thing, but I would get more scared in October, to be honest.
See,
I'm
trying really hard not to fall into these stupid traps, but
I'm
scared. My problem is I'm scared of flying.
We're lucky we're
Friday
doing Friday.
the 13th or not, I'm scared of flying.
We're lucky we're doing Friday the 13th because it's better to go. It's gonna be a lot better to go down there with Nathan and Kyle and all of us together.
Oh, for sure. No, it's a good thing. It's all good, Josh.
The transportation's all set up. The hotel's all set up. If you got the money to help with the hotel, that's important.
Wasn't that suggestion that we could bring some kind of gift to our host families?
I'm working on that.
She has.
I want to make a note. I don't have anything.
I'm doing it. I've got 3 cookbooks on order.
Yeah, that's how she's
Texas on order. I have 3. Tom picked up 3 space station calendars from NASA.
Cool.
Well, I realized when I saw hers about the cooking, I thought I like to cook too, honestly. So I'd like to include that in my PowerPoint.
And
I'm gonna.
Everybody has everybody's gonna have the cookbook I'm sorry I didn't bring it to show you. I did bring it one week.
The good news is we only have to do 3. That's cool. That's the 3 of us are staying in the same house.
And I'm going to buy the measures to go with it because they don't use American measures.
So don't be late on that Friday morning. Please, please, please. If you do, I'm naming my first ulcer after you. Do not make me sick to my stomach.
Well, I live like...
Or me. You make both of us sick to our stomachs, okay?
Because even though we're planning on getting there 2 hours early, that's really not enough time for me even. So we're cutting it close as far as I'm concerned already. On 3/11, on March 11th, we are having I'm doing a presentation to the church. We're still having youth group, so you won't be able to be there, but you two and Jared could be there. So I'm making a presentation to the church about us going, and I was supposed to take a picture. I need to take a picture of us between now and then. Everybody who's going. So if you could come one Wednesday, Caitlin, we could get someone to take our picture.
Yeah, I'll bring my camera and just attend. So just an England session?
No, it's on a Wednesday night.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I'm going to call it in my calendar.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, we're just doing youth group, and at some point we need to take a picture with Jared, too. So we're going to be interviewing with the church and with the church women there. So I've got the address. I gave you the addresses. Mm-hmm. I've got, the next thing is, these are also things that y'all are going to have to find a way to have on you somewhere. I would, this is the letter that Father Ken made out for everybody that Nathan had spoken about giving to her.
Yeah.
Okay? So, that's so we can get into the schools there, as Nate suggested. I have background checks on everybody, too.
I've been background checked so many times, it's unbelievable.
It's expensive. It's too expensive.
Well, and that's my problem, is you would think that they would be able to connect these dots somehow, because I've been background checked for Girl Scouts, I've been background checked for the Episcopal Church, I've been background checked for my job. There were a couple others in there. My fingerprints are on file on many different sites. Yeah. I mean, God help me if I ever do commit a crime. I will never get away with it. But.
Right. So I've got the background checks to bring with us. I'm gonna hold on to those. This is something from Rhonda for all of y'all.
Oh yeah, she made the list of the
English American translation.
Yes.
That'd be nice. Oh yeah, porridge is oatmeal. I knew that one a long time ago.
Gammon is ham. I'm gonna feel weird to ask someone for a gammon. That's just gonna be weird. Pudding is dessert. That's weird.
No, figgy pudding.
Squash is lemonade. Lemonade is 7-Up or Sprite. That's still weird to me.
Right.
Well, you drink a lot of Sprite. You said.
I know.
I'm sorry. I'm the
asking
only
for a
parent
lot of lemonade.
available this weekend, so my phone died. I need it to be.
A gherkin is a pickle. And a pickle is chopped vegetable sauces. Smarties are they're like M&Ms. Jaffa cake. Soft cookies with orange and chocolate.
We ate those. I love those. I'm so
Pants
in love with
are
Jaffa cakes.
underpants.
There's a place
Trousers
called
are
Market with
pants.
international foods.
A
You might
jumper
be able
is
to
a
find them
sweater. Trainers are exercise shoes. And the loo toilet lavatory is the bathroom. A flannel is a washcloth. So, anyways, they're going to that's
and
good.
Knackered is tired. Really, really tired.
I'm all knackered out.
Because if somebody says, because I was trying to figure that one out, that one was really tricky for me. Usually, if it's in context, I got it, you know.
Yeah, but here it's like what?
But knackered, I never got. I finally had to stop the person who was saying it. I said, "Okay, you keep saying you're knackered. What is that?"
What does that mean? Oh.
I meant that my brain's on host gift, but I'll worry about that later.
I'm doing the gift.
You're
I've said that 3 times.
Yeah.
I thought we were each individually.
No,
she's taking care of the gifts.
Times
Her and
3.
me, I'm getting some stuff too.
Oh, no one told me that you were doing one to give to all of us to give to our families.
Yeah, she did say it, but you didn't
I
hear.
didn't hear. That's my fault.
So I have questions that I get asked by little kids. I get that question.
That's great. I like that back. Little stickies, little
they give them to me. A question I get all the time is, how was God created? Or who created God? That's a question I get all the time from kids. I got it today. I get it all the time. And the answer to that question is, no one created God. God is a fact. God has always existed. God will always exist. Asking who created God is like asking who created the concept of the number 2. No one created the concept of the number 2. It just is. There just is God. Why did God create us? That's a big one. Because God's love. God creates by His nature. God creates by His nature. He is creative. God, being God, naturally creates. There's no reason why God creates beyond that God is love, because His creativity is an expression of His love, but it is God's nature to create. So, it is His nature to create, and He is creative by nature. That's that's just what God is. Let's see. Why is there unhappiness in the world? That's a good one. We talked about that a lot. Problem of evil is going to come up a lot. Why is there evil? Right, that's right there.
My mom's struggling with this concept.
And the answer is to really, if you really want to flip them out, you're going to appeal to quantum mechanics and say, look, quantum physics tells us that freedom inheres in the universe. It's not just a human thing. And in a universe where there's free will, where freedom exists, the universe is sometimes going to go off and do its own thing. It's going to go off its own way. That's the consequence of God creating a universe that's free. Why did God create a universe that's free? Because God didn't want a puppet. He didn't want just an extension of Himself. He wanted something that had autonomy and yet could still choose to love Him. Because otherwise, the universe would not be independent. It would not be even a creation other than God. God would only have extended Himself and not created something else if the universe wasn't free. How does God communicate with people? These are actual questions that third graders and fourth graders wrote me, by the way, and second graders, and first graders. How does God communicate with people? Through Scripture, through other people, through direct experience. There's a lot of ways God. So let me add. Now I'm going to try. Let's see. Here's a question. If God loves us so much, why does He send us to hell if we're bad? Kendall.
Well, I'm not sure that He does. Mm-hmm. Jesus came to take our sin and make us right with God so that we have a place in heaven. Mm-hmm. And there are some a lot of Christians that I hang with who don't really believe in a hell.
Yeah, and you can go that direction with the answer. That would be my answer. That could be my answer too. When people ask me about heaven or hell over there, my answer is going to be
right. I don't.
I'm going to be first go. When it comes to where people go when they die, where people can go to heaven or hell, I don't make those judgments, and so I can't comment on something I don't know or understand. What I know is that I'm going to heaven,
right,
and that would be the limit of what I would say.
Would it be presumptuous to say, I at least think that if you do go to hell, in a way you brought it through your own actions, your life.
Sure.
What you do in life and your values determine things, but in the end, it's still above the outsider's pay grade to say they know for sure whether you're going to hell or heaven.
Sure. Yeah, I think you can say you can say whatever you want to say. I'm not telling you what to say. I'm saying that when I get asked about heaven or hell, I'm like, when it comes to stuff like that, I don't know, because that's the truth. I don't know anything.
Right. Well,
I know less. What I know is that I'm vouchsafed for heaven because of my faith in Jesus Christ gives me knowledge of that. So I can believe, not knowledge, but faith. I can believe. I have confidence is the right word. I have confidence that I'm going to heaven because of what I believe about Jesus Christ. But another way to approach it is, look, there's a cliff. If you fall off the cliff, it's not God's fault. He made it. The cliff was created because of a moral universe. You fall off the cliff, it's not God's fault.
Mm-hmm.
Why did God make evil? That's the same. So why did God make evil, Caitlin?
I would say God didn't make evil, but by giving this world and life, independence, and freedom, evil could be born and it come to exist.
Right.
Is what I would say. Because good and evil exist in people, and some people can be good people, but they will not be perfect. They'll have these bad tendencies that they just can't break.
Right.
And a person can lean either one way or the other, or barely hang in the middle, trying to stand on that stick like circus people do, trying to avoid falling one way or the other.
Right. I think that's a great answer. I think that what God does give the world is the freedom that makes evil possible. But the gift of freedom is not itself evil. The gift of freedom is good. But it has the potential to be misused for evil. Mm-hmm. And I always give you the example of if I give someone a car, that's a wonderful gift. If the person then goes out and uses that car to hit somebody, that gift then becomes bad. But the gift wasn't evil. It was the person's misuse of the gift. Mm-hmm. God give us... There's like 10 questions on here.
It's like, I have a lot of questions. It's like, nope, next time.
Let's see.
Well, and sometimes they do, and I know Ev has lots of questions.
How old is she?
Well, she's 6th grader. She's 12, so I'm really glad that she's in the youth group now, because now when they come up, just go ask Josh. She asks a lot of why questions.
Isn't that what all 12-year-olds do, or is it just...
Not as much, not 12, not as much as she does.
Right?
Uh-huh.
You know.
I don't see her enough, so I don't know her that well.
Oh my gosh. And we had her tested for GT, and all of her teachers believe she is, but the test, she took it twice and didn't pass either time. But I think that the test is flawed.
What is GT?
Gifted and talented.
Oh,
I remember the test being flawed. I remember barely passing, and then
Oh, here's one.
You?
I barely passed.
Oh,
and
well, then the
my
test is flawed.
classmates did pass easily, and then and very much they respect me as.
Yeah, the test is seriously flawed.
One thing is, what defines gifted and talented other than the obvious?
125 plus IQ.
That's just a definition, though.
Well, you just said what defines gifted and talented.
Supposedly they say it has to do more with not just like a level of smartness, but also how you think.